يا أهلا وسهلا فيكم في قناتكم الأولى تيك توكس. اليوم رجعنا بحلقة استثنائية، حلقة ما هي من سابقة للسابق من أي ناحية. ليش؟ إنه هذه الحلقة لايف بتسجل الآن من غير أي إديت، من غير أي كت، من غير أي فلتر. طبعا آخر فترة غبنا عنكم عن اللايفات والبثوث، لكن رجعنا الآن أقوى بقوة كبيرة جدا. طبعا في الفترة اللي احنا فيها غايبين في ناس كثير طلعوا خبراء، وفي كثير طلعت الناس اللي تتكلم واللي تفتي من عنده، وما هي مشكلة، الكلام بلاش، لكن الأفعال واللي يعمل بجد نادر ما تحصل هذا الشيء. اليوم هذه الحلقة استثنائية، ما هي زي أي حلقة في السابق. اليوم عندي مفاجآت لكم، عندي أناونسمنت أسويه، في كمان عندي ضيف استثنائي راح يبدأ معانا في هذا اللايف. راح نتكلم على أكثر من موضوع، راح نستعرض مع بعض نتائجنا اللي حققناها آخر فترة، الخسائر قبل الأرباح، لازم نكون معاكم صريحين زي ما عودتكم دائما. أيضا التطورات، الاستراتيجيات الجديدة، نتائج الاستراتيجيات، وأيضا حنناقش أكثر من موضوع، راح مواضيع كثيرة لو سمح لي الوقت راح نتكلم عليها. راح نتكلم على الحرب اللي حصلت آخر فترة، نتكلم على الدولار، الذهب، وشمعة ترامب. طبعا شمعة ترامب هذا آخر فترة في شمعة طلعت سميناها شمعة ترامب، راح نبدأ نتكلم عليها بعد شوية. وأيضا من المواضيع راح نتكلم عليها ترامب والفيدرالي، أسعار الفائدة، وأيضا من المواضيع الأخرى ترامب وإيلون ماسك. طبعا الاثنين جالسين آخر فترة بيعطوا البعض بوكس بوكس بوكس، ما أنت عارف إيش اللي صاير. وأيضا الموضوع المثير للجدل ترامب وإبستن، طبعا اللي عارف الموضوع اللي طالع ترند آخر فترة في السوشيال ميديا عن Epstein Files. وأيضا راح نتكلم عن البيتكوين لو سمح. وأيضا عندي ضيف استثنائي، الضيف هذا طبعا هو معانا في الشركة، البورد ادفايزر، مدير المخاطر، المشرف على المحافظ اللي عندنا، خبرة في الأسواق المالية من سنة 1984 أو 85، من قبل ما يكون في شيء اسمه إنترنت، من قبل ما يكون في شيء اسمه إنترنت. أنا أبغاك بس تدرك مستوى الخبرة اللي عندنا في الشركة، أبغاك تدرك الفائدة والقيمة الحقيقية اللي نقدمها، مو شغل الساعات والفشخرة الكذاب اللي تشوفوها في السوشيال ميديا وغير أحلامك والكلام هذا الكثير اللي ما له داعي. طبعا فقبل ما أبدأ هذا اللايف بس حاب أذكر كل واحد، يعني إحنا الفترة اللي اختفينا فيها في ناس كثير طلعت تتكلم، ناس كثير قاموا يعطوا توصيات، ناس كثير قاموا يفتوا، ناس كثير قاموا يتكلموا كثير ويسووا أشياء ما لها داعي، لكن إحنا راجعين بقوة. تمام. واللي عندي لكم هنا، انتم تعرفوا دائما من غير فلتر، اللي بيطلع من هنا لهنا مباشرة، ما حد بيقول لكم عليه، وانتم عارفين هذا الشيء زي ما عودتكم في لايفات كثيرة وسابقة. ناس سألوني كثير وين اختفيت، ليش ما طلعت لايفات آخر فترة؟ لأنه جالسين نشتغل، لأنه مو كل شيء عندي ميديا. يعني البوتنشل عندي عالي، الطموح عندي عالي، فأنا حاط السقف لي الأحلام والأهداف اللي حابة أوصل لها كثيرة. حاب أكون أفضل متداول، حاب أكون أفضل مدير أصول، حاب أكون أفضل مؤثر مالي، في نفس الوقت حاب أكون صانع محتوى، في نفس الوقت حاب أكون بودكاستر، أشياء كثيرة وحاط نفسي تحت ضغط، وبإذن الله تعالى راح أوصل. لكن الحقيقة ما راح تعجب الكل، لكن بقولها بغض النظر. وأنا ساكت، الكل صار خبير والكل صار يعطي توصيات، بس الأرقام دائما ما تكذب، والنتائج الحقيقية ما تكذب. فخلينا نستعرض مع بعض أدائنا آخر فترة، إيش اللي صار في السوق، كيف طورنا، إيش الاستراتيجيات الجديدة اللي عندنا موجودة، إيش الأشياء اللي راح نقدمها، والأشياء منها الجديدة راح تكون متاحة لنا. نروح على النتائج. هنا طبعا هذا النتائج، طبعا طورنا استراتيجية جديدة تعتمد على السنتمنت أو على مشاعر السوق، أو بالأحرى على مشاعر السوق. طبعا اللي يحرك السوق مشاعر، الطمع، الخوف، فين الناس بأغلبية بتتداول، إيش بيشتروا، إيش بيبيعوا. فآخر ابتكاراتنا الاستراتيجية بتعتمد فقط على السنتمنت، لأنه تعرف أكثر من 90% من المتداولين يخسروا في هذا السوق. واحنا دائما بتجينا ابديت في هذه الاستراتيجيه، من الاشياء المميز فيها ان هي دائما تقرا السنتمنت ومشاعر السوق، وتعتمد على استراتيجيات فنيه، وايضا بالاضافه للاشراف اللي عندنا من خلال التيم نشرف عليها اول باول. يعني اللي معانا في الشركه من قبل ما تبدأ الحرب لتاريخ اليوم شفنا كيف احنا تعاملنا كثير مع التحاليل الأساسية، نتكلم على الحرب، نتكلم على تغريدات ترامب المفاجئة، نتكلم على الأشياء اللي بتطلع من البيت الأبيض، زي قبل فترة طلع الشائع أنه ترامب راح يقيل الفيدرالي ما قالوا، وإلى آخره. كيف تعاملنا مع كل التقلبات هذه بأمان، بثبات، باستمرارية عالية، محترفين. نتداول احنا هنا زي البنوك، ما نتداول كالافراد، نتداول باحترافيه عاليه، باداء جدا عالي وبثقه عاليه. نخسر وارد، الشيء هذا طبيعي، جزء من اللعبه، ما في احد ما يخسر. لكن اللي اضمن لك اياه انه كل ما نتعرض لخساره او مطب نرجع اقوى مما كنا. اطيح 6 اقوم 7، اطيح 7 اقوم 8، ولا في شيء راح يقدر يوقفنا. اهم شيء العمل الجاد، الاستمراريه، الامانه والمصداقيه، والله العالم باللي نقدمه. طبعا اللي انتم تشوفوه الان في الشاشه هذه استراتيجيه السنتمنت. حاب اوريكم كمان الباك، يعني الباك تيست، ايش الشيء اللي احنا بنسويه. يعني هذا الشيء ما حد يسوي، ما حد يوريك اياها من المتداولين اللي بتتابعهم انت. كله بيوريك سكرين شوت من ميتا 4 او ميتا 5، كلها حسابات ديمو. لا، بس انا حاب اوريك الدخول في الصفقات، كيف العمل، مو عمل عشوائية، دخول باحترافية جدا عالية. زي ما انتم شايفين في الشاشة هنا موضح عندكم الكيبل الجي بي يو اس دي، هذا فريم الديلي. شوف كيف الأداء، شوف كيف الدخول ان اوت. شوف حتى كمان لو تلاحظ في أيام كثير ما دخلنا ولا تداولنا فيها لأنه ما كان في برايس أكشن صح، ما كان في اتجاه واضح صح في الأسواق، فليش نتهور؟ في الأخير احنا هنا نتعامل مع هذا المجال تداول كبزنس، not gambling. We trade this industry like a proper business. We don't gamble here, and that's what sets us apart. You have to understand this, man. Honestly, no one can match us. anyways لو نروح على الشمعة الثانية، هذا الديلي فريم للباوند، خلينا نروح على شمعة ال4 ساعات اللي هي تكون فيها شغل أكثر، وتشوف كيف إحنا ما شاء الله مسيطرين على الترند. شوف كيف الأداء العالي، شوف الاستمرارية العالية، شوف الأداء الثابت، وكل هذا الشغل بناء على بيانات، بناء على تحليلات دقيقة، مش مؤشرات ولا انديكيترز تصفر الحسابات ولا استراتيجيات مارتنجيل ولا أي شيء من هذا الكلام. لا، شغل دقيق، بيانات حقيقية. لما نتكلم على ذكاء اصطناعي، هنا الذكاء الاصطناعي الصحيح. ما في أحد في السوق بيستخدم نفس التكنولوجيا اللي احنا بنقدمها بأي طريقة. في واحد يقول لك يا ذكاء اصطناعي بس البوتات دائما تخسر البوتات. لا، يا إنه الشخص بيستخدم البوتات الغلط، يا إنه الشخص بيستخدم استراتيجيات غلط في البوتات زي المارتنجيل وإلى آخره، اللي هي هذا طبيعي 100% تصفر الحساب. هذا احنا الشيء ما نسويه. وفي ناس كثير يقول لك، بس للتوضيح كمان هذا للتاريخ، في الوطن العربي عندنا بيقول لك اوه الذكاء الاصطناعي ما في، والذكاء الاصطناعي مش عارف ايش. لا، نسيوا انه الذكاء الاصطناعي والتكنولوجيا هذه بدأت في الاسواق المالية عند الغرب من السبعينات، بدأت تتطور في الثمانينات، في التسعينات بدأت تتطبق. تخيل في التسعينات، من كم، من 25 سنة واكثر. احنا كالمجتمع او الكوميونتي العربي توها واصله عندنا هذه الاشياء. يعني في الاخير الذكاء الاصطناعي بيدعمك، بيعطيك اتجاه واضح، بيريحك. يعني شوف انا دحين جالس هنا معاكم، الذكاء الاصطناعي شغال، انا جالس اقدر اقدم هذا اللايف من غير ما اتوتر، من غير ما اتعب نفسي. صح في مرات لازم اشرف عليه، صح في مرات نخش في ضغط، بس يريحك كثير بصفة عامة. نروح على، شوف هذا الشارت ال4 ساعات، الكيبل الجي بي يو اس دي. شوفوا ما شاء الله كيف الانتري ان اوت على طول، على البوينت، ما في تضييع وقت. يعني شوف حتى في ايام تفيدناها كثير، لو نسوي زوم ان على الصورة، في خلاص اتجاه مو واضح في السوق، ما نتداول. السنتمنت او الانديكيتورز، او ما نستخدم انديكيتورز، او انه احنا يكون عندنا اتجاه واضح، ماركت دايركشن ما هو واضح، ما نتداول. يعني تشوف في ايام كثير اخذنا فيها اوف، وهذا الشيء ما يعجب كثير من الناس او من بعض من العملاء. يبغى دائما حركه، يبغى دائما اليد تحك، يلا ابغى لا لا لا، غلط. اصعب شيء في التداول انك تسويه انك تجلس على الدكه من غير ما تسوي ولا شيء، وتراقب السوق بصبر وبحكمه، ما تتهور. صدقني، يعني هو صح انك تتداول فيه الحماس، في عندك الادرينالين، في عندك الرش اللي تجيك، الضغط، ابغى اطلع فلوس، بس في مرات اصعب شيء تسويه في التداول انك تجلس وما تتداول وتراقب السوق، زي ما هو واضح عندكم في الباك هنا في السكرين شوت اللي ماخذينه من الميتا 5. نروح الان على اليورو دولار، خلينا نشوف كيف برضو هذه الاستراتيجيه تستخدم على 4 أو 5 أزواج: اليورو دولار، الجي بي يو اس دي، الاو اي دي يو اس دي، الان اس دي يو اس دي، وايضا اليورو جي بي، تقريبا 5 أو 6 في البام او في الصناديق الاستثماريه. عشان المارجن يكون كبير فنستخدم كل هذه الازواج في واحده. الحسابات الصغيره نستخدم فيها فقط اليورو دولار والباوند، بتكون نسبيا هاي ريسك، بس في كل استراتيجيه موجود عندنا متاح في ستوب اوت ليفل او حد الخساره الواقف. شوف هذه هي اليورو دولار، شوف كيف ما شاء الله تبارك الله الشغل فيها. يعني حتى لو تشوف على الفريم الديلي من ابريل طبعا كان الحرب الجمركيه اللي بدأها ترامب، الاخبار اللي طالعه في السوق، التوترات، ما ادري ايش، شوف ما شاء الله الاداء الثابت. هذه الاستراتيجيه في شهر 4 تخيل العالم كله كان بيتمرجن، وشفت انت اللي متابع الاخبار ويتابع تويتر ويشوف الاشياء اللي صار، كل العالم كانت ماكله هوا في شهر 4. شوف ما شاء الله طلعنا في هذاك الشهر 17%. شوف فريم الاربع ساعات ان اوت، حتى السوق لما يعكس عليها بثبات وبهدوء. نروح على اللي بعدها. طبعا هذه الاستراتيجية، بس قبل ما توريها على اللي بعدها، في كثير أكثر شيء المتداولين يحبوه، وهو يعتبر الشيء المهيمن والمسيطر في السوق والناس تحبه لأنه أرباحه حلوة في نفس الوقت خطورته جدا عالية: الذهب. ومين ما يحب الذهب؟ الذهب هذه الاستراتيجية طورناها ما شاء الله تبارك الله، بتشتغل بسويكونس جدا جبار. وراح أسوي معاكم كمان شير على السكرين عندي هنا بعد شوية. أباكم تشوفوا متعة هذه الاستراتيجية، أباكم تشوفوا كيف عمل هذه الاستراتيجية. أوريكم حسابات حقيقية مش ديمو، real life track record, real results. ممكن نحط الذهب لو سمحت، خليهم يشوفوا ما شاء الله تبارك الله الإبداع اللي فيها. طبعا هذا الذهب أنا استراتيجية حطيت عهد على نفسي إن أنا أحاول أطور بشكل مستمر لين ما حد ما شاء الله تبارك الله زي ما أنتم شايفين أدائها كيف جدا جميل. استراتيجية أدائها ثابت، ما فيها خطورة عالية. الشيء الجميل في هذه الاستراتيجية تتداول فقط 4 أيام في الأسبوع، وإذا ما في برايس أكشن صح، وما في اتجاه واضح صح، وما في تحليل بناء تمام، وما في يعني أهم شيء البرايس أكشن لهذه الاستراتيجية، ما تتداول، ما تدخل. خلاص تقول لك لا ليش أدخل؟ شوف ما شاء الله تبارك الله هذه فريم تقريبا 4 ساعات. شوف ما شاء الله كيف عملها، واضح عندك الأيام اللي ما تداولت فيها. شوف خلاص تاخذ أوف. اليوم الصباح تداولت، أمس تداولت صفقتين أو 3، قبل ولا شيء. يوم الاثنين أنا تداولت مانوال بنفسي، دخلت صفقة ذهب بعتها بنفسي. لكن شوف ما شاء الله تبارك الله. لو نروح على الشمعة الثانية للذهب، لو سمحت الصورة اللي بعدها، هذا فريم 4 ساعات. شوف الآن الفريم الديلي، شوف ما شاء الله تبارك الله العمل في هذه الاستراتيجية، شغل جدا جبار، أداء جدا رائع صراحة. ما شاء الله تبارك الله شيء صراحة يبيض الوجه. لما يقول لك شيء يبيض الوجه، هذا هو شيء يبيض الوجه. وتخيل هذه الاستراتيجية والعمل فيها كله تلقائي، تشتغل صح. أهم شيء من هذا اللي ينجح الاستراتيجية إنه يكون رو اس ان سبريد وتشتغل ما شاء الله تبارك الله. آخر شهر صراحة الاستراتيجية هذه فادتنا كثير في الحسابات. لما تعرضنا لدرو داون أو انسحابات، كانت هذه الاستراتيجية تدخل عارف تدعم، تضبط الوضع، وما شاء الله عليها أدائها ثابت. وما تتداول بعد الساعة 2 توقيت لندن، خلاص تضرب تشتغل على السيشن الآسيوي، السيشن البريطاني لندن سيشن، السيشن الأمريكي أول ساعة، بعدها خلاص تقول لك شكرا انتهت الفولاتيليتي، بعد أنا راح أريح. ما شاء الله تبارك الله أداء جدا جميل. طبعا في شيء كمان من الأشياء اللي طورناها، عشان كذا أنا قلت لكم إحنا غبنا فترة. آخر فترة طورت أنا شيء جدا مهم يناسب فعلا الناس المستثمرين الحقيقيين. مو معنى المستثمر الحقيقي اللي مو يده تحك يبغى يتداول على طول أول بأول بسرعة. راح أرجع أنا على الميتا 5، حسوي شير سكرين بعد شوية، بس قبل خلينا أخلص الليستة حقت الاستراتيجيات وأعطيكم الأبديت. سوينج تريدينج، أنا عن نفسي كمتداول أحب أتداول السوينج حلو، تحط الصفقة وخلاص تمشي. الصفقة داخل فيها في تيك بروفيت وستوب لوس وتريح راسك. روح اللي بعدها لو سمحت. هذه أحدث استراتيجية سويناها تيك سوينج، باك إن تيستينج عليها سويت من آخر 5 سنوات وأكثر، تمام. وهذه أدائها في لايف أكاونت، شوف ما شاء الله كيف الأداء فيها جدا جبار. وتتداول على 4 عملات: اليورو دولار، الجي بي يو اس دي، الاو دي يو اس دي، والان اس دي يو اس دي. وكل صفقة فيها تيك بروفيت وفيها ستوب لوس. وأحلى شيء في هذه الاستراتيجية إنه إذا دخلت صفقة ما تعزز، عكس الاستراتيجيات الثانية خلاص تجلس في هذه الصفقة. لما في هذا الزوج اللي دخلت مثلا يورو دولار، تستنى يا يضرب فيها التيك بروفيت يا يضرب فيها الستوب لوس، ما تدخل مرة ثانية من نفس نوع هذه العملة. وأربع أزواج فقط. حركتها صح أبطأ لكن أريح، ليش؟ انها سوينج تريدنج، مو الكل يناسب هذا الشيء. والشيء الحلو فيها تستخدم البلاك كاوز، تستخدم الكاندل ستيك، الشموع اليابانيه في التحليل، وايضا الستوب لوس والتيك بروفيت يكون محسوب بناء على الداتا بيس او الماركت بيهيفير او البرايس اكشن اخر 5 سنوات، او بناء على التحليل. نروح على الصوره اللي بعدها لو سمحت في السوينج. ابغى اوريكم بس انواع الصفقات. شفت تقريبا هذا من اخر جون للشهر الماضي، تقريبا شهرين واسبوع تداول فيها في حساب حقيقي. لما ربطتها شوف كم تجلس في الصفقات، ممكن شويه شويه زوم ان زوم اوت، تجلس في الصفقه يومين 3 ايام، تطبخ على نهار هاديه. ضرب الهدف ضرب، ما ضرب ما ضرب، براحتها. خلاص هذه هي ماشيه كذا راحه. انا يعجبني لما يكون في استراتيجيه فيها ستوب لوس. ليش يعجبني لما يكون في الاستراتيجيه على كل صفقه تدخل فيه ستوب لوس؟ لاني انا عارف خلاص لما بجي انام، اعرف انا ممكن لو صحيت اليوم الثاني صار ما صار في السوق، اعرف ايش اسوأ شيء ممكن يصير، وورست كيس سيناريو. فهذه الاستراتيجيه تعطيني هذا الشيء. زي ما انتم شايفين العملات اللي دخلت فيها، شوف بدأ فيها حرفيا التداول تقريبا 31/7، يعني يوم واحد اخر شيء، او عفوا اخر شهر 6 30/6. شوف وشوف ما شاء الله كم تجلس في الصفقة: 11 ساعة، 8 أيام، 6 أيام، 17 ساعة، 5 أيام، تشتغل على نار هادية. هذا هو العمل الجميل فيها. الاستراتيجية هذه راح تكون متاحة الآن لأي شخص مهتم في هذا النوع من أنواع التداولات، الشخص اللي ما عنده مشكلة يصبر، اللي باله طويل، لأنها ما تنفع للكل. نروح على اللي بعده. عندنا بعدين الصندوق، او عفوا اوكي، عندنا بعد الاستراتيجيه السنتمنت. طبعا يوم الجمعه لما نزلت النون فارم بايرول الداتا، كان عندنا درو داون في اليورو باوند. حلو. والاسبوع اللي راح كان اسبوع جدا مليء بالاخبار، كان في فولاتيليتي جدا عالي في اليو اس ريليس لما نزل. كل شهر بيكون في النون فارم داتا، وترامب طلع بعدين والداتا طلعت اقل من المتوقع، وكان عندنا تراجع، اضطرينا نقفل الصفقات وطلعنا باقل المخاطر واقل الاضرار. فهمت علي؟ زي ما شايف ابريل 17%، بعدين ارباح ارباح ارباح. الشهر الماضي يوم الجمعه بدايه الشهر هذا قفلنا صفقات بخساره. ما عندي مشكله، اوريك الخساره قبل ما اوريك الارباح، واكون صادق مع نفسي ومع الله عز وجل، اهم شيء. ونلعب ولا نلف وندور، ولا كيف يا مويد؟
صح
حبيبي الله يسعدك. فاعطينا واحده كذا، شايف؟ والان هذه الاستراتيجيه بدات راجعه وتعوض وماشيه صح، امورها تمام. نروح على الصوره اللي بعدها لو سمحت. وعندنا خطة احنا ماشيين عليها راح اشارككم فيها، وهذا اداء الاستراتيجية من يوم ما بدأنا عليها في ابريل. ما شاء الله تقريبا فوق 20% خلال 3 شهور. شكرا، الحمد لله، اداء جدا جميل. نروح على اللي بعدها، الصندوق الاستثماري. اداء ثابت. هذا للناس اللي عندهم رؤوس اموال كبيرة، يبغى شيء هادئ، ما يبغى افضل من البنوك، افضل من العقارات، ربح مستمر، اداء ثابت. هذا برضو اداؤه. يوم الجمعة قفلنا صفقات بخسارة بسيطة جدا. شوف كم فعلا البام للناس اللي تبغى شيء قليل خطورة. هذا هو البام اللي نقدمه. بعدين عندنا الاوت باك. حلو. الاوت باك شوف ما شاء الله كيف الشغل فيها، ادائها جدا ثابت. الاوت باك بدات هذه الاستراتيجيه زمن اسمها الاوت باك، شيء استرالي. بدانا نتداول فيها على الاو اي دي كاد. تمام. استراتيجيه جريد، بس الجريد متحكم، ما تفتح اكثر من 6 أو 7 صفقات. لكن اخر فتره فالاستراتيجيه هذه تحولت فقط لتداول الذهب. فلاي شخص موجود بينسخ من هذه الاستراتيجيه مع الوسيط، انت حاليا في هذه الاستراتيجيه، هذا اداء ما شاء الله تبارك الله اخر فتره، بس انت جالس تنسخ استراتيجيات الذهب. شوف ما شاء الله الاوت باك كمان، البرفورمانس حق الصوره اللي بعدها كيف باديه، اداء حلو، شغل جميل. شوف ما شاء الله تبارك الله كم معطيتني. وبعدين في ناس كثير يسألوني على بسمة 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 بسمة. هذه الاستراتيجية عزيزة وغالية على قلبي. طبعا استراتيجية بسمة مرت في أشياء كثير، ورجعت ومرت ورجعت ومرت. ممكن نحول على بسمة وريهم بسمة. فهذا بسمة آخر فترة ما شاء الله تبارك الله. فلأي شخص بنسخ بسمة رجعت بقوة، رجعت بقوة، رجعت وقول أنا راجعة بقوة ما شاء الله تبارك الله. هذا أداءها آخر فترة. هذا تحديث او ابديت كل الاستراتيجيات اللي عندنا. طبعا احنا الان في شهر اوغست، وشهر اوغست مليء بالشهر غثيث جدا في التداول، ما في حركه، ما في برايس اكشن واضح، فراح يكون هذا الشهر جدا بطيء. الاستراتيجيات او بعض الحسابات او الاستراتيجيات اللي خسرت الشهر الماضي راح نحاول قد ما نقدر نعوض هذا الشهر باذن الله تعالى. راح نكون على بريك ايفن واكثر. اهم شيء ما تمرجن حساب، اهم شيء ما تصفر حساب، اهم شيء صادقين وقد الوعد احنا في الاخير. واهم شيء ان احنا كلنا ننام اخر الا مرتاحين، ضميرنا مرتاح، عارفين احنا جالسين نقدم الافضل. راح احول على شير سكرين لو ممكن، حاب اوريكم استراتيجيه الذهب عندي هنا في الميتا 5، ابغاكم تشوفوا كيف الشغل الجبار فيها. تمام، خلينا نخش، ممكن نحول على شير سكرين. اوكي، راح نحول الان وبعدها راح ينضم. شوفوا هذه ما شاء الله استراتيجيه الذهب، ممكن مؤيد تشيل الاوت باك اللي هناك. شوفوا ما شاء الله تبارك الله العمل الجميل فيها، ابغى اوريكم اياه هذا كله. شوفوا ما شاء الله يعني كيف العمل اللي فيها. استراتيجيه من السنه الماضيه لتاريخ اليوم، هذا شمعة الديلي. شوف ما شاء الله كيف العمل فيها، شوف ما شاء الله كيف الشغل فيها. هذا الذهب. وفي ناس بعض الزملاء او بعض المستثمرين ممكن جربوا معنا هذه الاستراتيجيات وهي كانت قيد التطوير، وهذا اخر ابتكار وصلنا له. شوف ما شاء الله الشغل حقه من السنه الماضيه جولاي 2024 لتاريخ اليوم. شوف زي ما قلت لكم ما في شيء واضح هنا، يومين ورا بعض ما تداولت، يومين ورا بعض ما تداولت، يومين ورا بعض ما تداولت، بس في اتجاه واضح، بوم 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 بوم، خش اضرب واهرب. هذه هي اضرب واهرب. هذا الفريم الديلي. لو احول على فريم الاربع ساعات، شوف ما شاء الله خلاص هدوء ثبات. اليوم شافت انه الذهب في اتجاه نازل دخلت، في اتجاه طالع طلعت. شوف ماشي صح، عمل احترافي. وشوف ما شاء الله طبعا من يوم ما ربطتها على الحساب مسوية في هذا الحساب 14,235 دولار. شغل جميل، أداء ولا أروع. هذا رأس المال اللي في الحساب، وهذا هو أداءها. ما شاء الله تبارك الله، عمل جميل، شغل جبار. هنا الاستمرارية، هنا أحمد الإبداع. عدنا إليكم من جديد. جالسين نشتغل على ماء هادية، الآخرين يتكلموا يهايطوا توصيات، اشتري الكورس حقي يا مدري ايش. لا لا لا، نشتغل بشغل بأمانة وبمصداقية وبجد. الآن ضيفي راح ينضم إلي بعد لحظات. تمام، ممكن تشيل الكاميرا وترجع. فضيف راح ينضم معاي بعد لحظات. ضيف هذا كان في الأسواق المالية زي ما ذكرت لكم من 1900 1800 و 1800 خليته من الديناصور، من 1984، من قبل ما يكون في شيء اسمه انترنت. فلك أن تتخيل مستوى الخبرة، مستوى الانضباط. مر في أشياء كثير في الأسواق المالية. احنا تتكلم على آخر 5 سنين في حياتنا مرينا في أشياء كثيرة، كورونا، حرب روسيا، الحرب اللي صارت آخر فترة، حرب إيران، مدري إيش، مرينا بأشياء كثير. فما بالك هو من 40 سنة و45 سنة، إيش الأشياء اللي مر فيها؟ خبرة فوق 40 سنة في هذا المجال. أنت متخيل مستوى الليفل والكواليتي اللي عندي في التيم؟ مو أي أحد أجيب. في ناس كثير يقول لي أبغى أتداول معاك، عندي استراتيجي. لا 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 حبيبي، أنا ما أقبل بأي متداول إلا ناس عندها فعلا خبرة، ناس أنا أتعلم منهم. هذه قاعدتي أنا كرائد أعمال، ما أجيب معايا أحد في الشركة إلا إذا كان إنسان أفضل مني أتعلم منه. ما أحب أكون أنا جالس في غرفة وفي ناس إيش لا لا، أنا أحب أكون مع الأفضل. عموما ممكن الهيدسيت. نرحب بضيفنا مستر تيم فينش. ويلكم تيم.
Hello from Canary Wharf in London. How are you?
Welcome Tim. How are you doing today?
Yes, very good. It's all
Sorry, I
go
was
here.
speaking
The
in
Bank of
Arabic for a
England
little
cut
bit.
interest rates today.
Yeah, great day. Looking good. I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Thank you. شباب هذا اللايف في ترجمة تقدر تضغط على الترجمة تحت تشوف الترجمة في هذا اللايف شيء مفيد إذا أنت تتكلم إنجليزية welcome to the live. So Tim, last week let's start. So where shall I start from? Let's first talk about our performance and our algos. Let's start with the sentiment strategy, the swing strategy, talk about the PAM, and let's talk about our new and latest strategy, the gold. The gold,
Okay,
Tim, come on.
The
Let's start
most
with the
exciting
sentiment.
thing, the most exciting thing about these algos are that they're looking for opportunities for you to trade your account 5 days a week, 24 hours a day, right? So if it happens in New Zealand time, or it happens in Tokyo, or it happens in London, or it happens in New York, the algos are always watching the market. So when you get something like the sentiment algo, it's looking for where is the market going? What do the majority of traders in the market think? How are they positioned? Because often those guys are going to get pushed out of their position. So it takes an alternative view to the market, and it starts to accumulate a position ready for when those guys are going to get pushed out and the market moves opposite to the direction that they were hoping for. So it's a very unusual algo. It's very profitable once you get range-bound markets, because people trade a range and get it wrong on the top side and then on the downside. So it can take advantage of both of those situations. So that's the sentiment indicator. Swing trading is a kind of been around for a while, but it's been very successful for people. When the sentiment changes, when the direction changes, the market can sometimes want to take the opposite position. It will reverse its position. So it's always following the market. It's getting the peaks and troughs for you in the market. So if we can combine these with some more what I call, mercenary sniper type algos. So here we have the gold algo. It's looking for specific patterns in the market where the market jumps and comes back. It'll often sell into those
switch the camera with us as we switch,
and then it's out of the market and gone, and you don't see it anymore in the market. So it's like a sniper just waiting to fire into the market for you. So these are exciting algos that we're deploying for you. So get involved. Get involved.
Yeah. Thank you, Tim. Yeah, Algos looking promising, and we have been through a lot, to be honest. We have learned, we have lost a lot, we've improved a lot, and most importantly, we're coming back stronger than ever, right? Losses never define you as a trader, right? Is what you do to come back. Okay, just I'm switching up one thing. بعدش. Okay, Tim, you with me, yeah? So we're trying this live for the first time, so well done. Like I said, Tim, we've been through a lot. We've learned a lot. We've improved a lot. Losses never define you, but how you respond to the losses and how you come back stronger than ever, that's really what defines you in this market and in life in general, right?
Yeah, this trading is, it's not easy, right? Otherwise, everybody would be doing it. When we present these algos to you, we've gone through a lot of background work to test them, to back test them, to try to break them, to see how they take positions, what their logic is, before we deploy them. Because we want to be sure that they're going to be the best that we can offer for your trading. And so that's why we do all this research, and we're constantly looking for new algos to deploy, things that will give us an edge over the market.
Absolutely. Well said, Tim. Well said. Obviously, we've been working together for a long time, and we're always looking for the next thing or the next opportunity. How can we improve, and how can we add more value to the market and the industry, and just be different, right? We would like to stand out, be unique, be our true selves, and always deliver, right? And lately, me and you, we've been looking at the market, and we found something very interesting, which is the Trump algo, right? The Trump candle.
The Trump candle.
Candle.
The candle, it's like Donald Trump himself, right? He's very volatile. He can change on a sixpence almost. He can change his view from today to tomorrow. He wants to keep everybody guessing. So when he makes these statements that come into the market, you'll often see a new high and a new low. So it creates this unique candle where the market takes out orders on both sides of the market. First of all, it buys it up, and then maybe he makes the opposite statement in the same press conference. And so we get a move to the downside. So these are volatility candles. And as I say, something like the gold algo loves these kind of candles because it can sell on a rally and buy on a dip. It can get in and out of the market, often during the same statement. So yeah, watch out for the Trump candle. You'll see it as a distinctly big candle with smaller ones either side because his announcements are sudden. They come out on TV press conferences. Maybe he's walking to Air Force One when he makes it, but it's definitely a volatility candle.
Yeah, the Trump candle. It's very interesting, right? When Biden was about in the office, we were like, come on, we need something different. But to be honest, sometimes I miss that old man, right? At least during his time, the market somehow was very stable because the market during Biden was moving like, let's say, 100 bip in a month, right? Whereas now in the Trump era, the market literally moves 100 and 200, 300 bips in literally 10 minutes, right? Just like that other week, right? When that rumor came out that the White House, or Trump actually, wanted to fire the Fed, Jeremy Powell, right? And just that created crazy volatility. That spike in the DXY chart, we saw how the market reacted, and then he came out because he saw, I think he was testing the market, and then he came out, he was like, no, we don't want to fire him, we just no, you know. So he saw the reaction to the market, and then he changed his mind. But really the market right now is exciting, scary, and at the same time unbelievable.
I mean, volatility gives you opportunities. What we don't want is the kind of sleepy Joe markets that we had before. Everybody's
Sleepy
gone
Joe.
for the summer. Interest rates, we have to wait until September. You know, there's 6 weeks until the next Fed meeting. What is it that's going to generate some volatility? Well, macro news, things like, you know, is Trump going to solve the Ukraine war suddenly? Is he going to agree with Putin? Is he going to leverage 100% tariffs on ships coming into America? There's something new every day that can move the market, right?
Really.
So what would normally be a sleepy summer doldrums can often lead to big events. We've seen it in the past. And so the algos are watching. They're watching for those kind of news. They're watching for Trump candles. They're watching for opportunities, even in these summer months.
That's correct. Tim, I think now it's time for our announcement.
Okay.
Yeah, is it?
I think so. You think they're ready?
Come on. Let me put the
You think
sound
they want
effects.
it?
Come on. Look, guys, I think the market, I think you guys have been fed up, right? You want to start trading, you want to change your life, you want to learn about this market. You love the concept of trading, right? Where you can just trade anywhere, anytime, with just from your phone. All what you need is a Wi-Fi. And that's how these gurus market it for you. Easy money, trade from your phone, make money from your phone. These are the lines they literally use on all their social media platforms. To trick you to think that trading is easy, to trick you that if you start copying their trading signals, or if you buy their course, written course, that your life is going to change and you're going to make a lot of money. And the market, I think I'm fed up. I'm fed of myself, and we've been receiving lots of messages about people asking me, hey, can you teach me? Hey, do you have a course? And I'm really against the idea of courses, right? If you want to buy a course, you would rather save your money and just go on YouTube. There is thousands and thousands of hours of videos where you can watch something and learn a skill, a completely new skill. You don't need to buy a course to learn a new skill, especially like the reading course. So Tim and I, we've got a very, 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 very special announcement. Come on. So the announcement is, I know you guys are fed up with these ordinary courses. I know you guys want something new. And me and Tim were thinking, what if you have the opportunity where we offer you a real life mentorship program where you can learn from the legend himself, the man who's been trading way before the internet existed, right? It doesn't like me saying that, right? But it's the honest truth, right? It's a fact. And the knowledge this man has got here is second to none. Me personally, honestly, I've learned quite a lot just by working alongside this great legend. And I think it's time now. You guys have been asking me, who's your mentor? Who's your mentor? How do you trade? How did you learn trading? And this guy has been my mentor for the last 5 years. Together, we've grown TIC to new levels. Together, we've smashed the market. Together, we've made money. Together, we've had some downside moments. But I can assure you that the things, the knowledge, the information you get from this man is second to none. And here today we're announcing our new mentorship program where you can trade with the legend himself. So, Tim, it's really exciting, right?
So it's great that you mentioned it, because I just finished the TIC FX mentorship program curriculum. And I really think it's going to deliver all you guys have asked for.
It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Because think about it, guys. You don't just learn from the man, right? You go on live Zoom sessions with this legend, right? You sit down with him, learn and trade live together. Imagine having the opportunity to trade with a former FX bank trader, 40 years of experience, tailored strategies, real trading skills, proven performance, daily live market analysis, proper risk management approach, and just learn from the experts, the people who've done it way before us, who's got the blueprint. And this mentorship program, trust me, is going to unlock the doors for you in this market. So Tim, please talk to us about this mentorship program. What is it going to do? How we're customizing it, etc., etc.
Well, as you know, I've been involved in FX training for many years, and I've come to appreciate that each student starts any mentorship with maybe a different level of knowledge. So only one-on-one training will work. It's essential to understand, first of all, where the trader is starting from, and then bring him on to an advanced FX journey.
Absolutely. It's a great mentorship, this program, Tim. I think what it offers the opportunity just to be in a live session with you and just learn from you and just sit beside you and trade live with you. I think it's a great opportunity. And I like the idea that this course is ideal for beginners, intermediate, and even advanced traders, right? Where traders can pick their own starting point to join this mentorship program.
Yeah, that's the best approach. You know, your FX journey should always be from a logical starting point. You might have had some good experiences, some bad experiences in the market, but if we can pick that logical starting point, then that's a better place to start from to fill in your knowledge.
Absolutely. And, you know, traders have been asking about how to analyze the market from an economic and technical analysis perspective.
See, I've always believed that the best traders have the ability to assess what's going on in the world as what we call fundamental macro analysis, then home in on the market price movement using technical analysis. So what we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to blend those two methods into your overall thinking when you're approaching trading decisions.
Absolutely. And at the end of the program, we'll assess traders to see what they have absorbed or highlight areas for extra instruction. Also, we'll still offer follow-up calls, trading sessions with them, just to make sure they actually learn step by step from you and make sure they apply what they've learned. Because I think most courses or mentorship programs don't offer that, the follow-up, right? Where we check on our students, how you getting on, tell me if you need any help. We're always here for you.
You know, that's going to be a key feature of this program. And an essential is assessing what traders have learned and what needs reinforcement. Because everybody learns at a different pace. And you might have certain areas of the market that you feel confident in, other things that you really need to learn, or you want a different perspective on it. So what we're trying to create here is a group of people that have been through this course. Who knows, we might find the traders of the future who, as human traders, might end up as traders trading our funds, our client funds. We're
Right.
going to uncover a couple of superstars out there, I'm sure.
I'm sure if they learn from you, they will be superstars. You know, what's really interesting as well, like when at the end of this mentorship program, when you qualify and we make sure you've got what it takes to be a successful trader, our company will issue a certificate for you that you have successfully passed the mentorship program, where you can hold it with your head up, be proud that you've completed this mentorship program with an FX legend like Tim. Honestly, this program is gonna go far and beyond, and I think you guys are gonna love it, because I'm sure you guys are fed up from all these trading signals groups, from all these courses, all these gurus flexing, showing off these watches and whatnot, and at the end of the day, you get nothing for what you've paid for. With this program, with this mentorship program, you will learn one-on-one. So it's a one-on-one program mentorship, right? So we're not just giving you a piece of PDF or a piece of paper. Oh, okay, go read it on your own. Give us $100, whatever. No, actually, you're gonna learn. It's like a private tutoring lessons, right? Just like back in the day when we wanted to get extra math lessons, right? Improve our math or English or whatnot, right? Our family would take us to private tutors where we can improve our skills. So the same thing applies for this mentorship program. You guys are gonna be taught by an FX legend, man who's been in the market for 40 years now. He doesn't look like his age, by the way, I promise you that. He's got a great spirit. He's also fun to work with. And you're going to learn quite a big deal. Trust me. So you're going to learn one-on-one, trade live together, identify market opportunities, analyze the market together. And it's going to be a mentorship program that's tailor-made for you, look, so you can take your trading to the next level. I'm really excited about this program. So the actual question now, Tim, is when will this program launch?
Well, I think we can launch in September. We've got so much material ready to hand over to teach people at every level, from beginner to intermediate to advanced. And we can tailor the course specially for you. So I would say book now, because once this goes out, there's going to be a lot of people registering.
Trust me, and I think people are interested in such ideas, such mentorship programs where they can take trading to their trading to the next level. How? So Tim, the actual question now, the real question: how can people register for this mentorship program?
Well, I think if you look on the screen and just click on the QR code that's in the banner below, you'll be able to book your place already.
Yep, registered now, guys. It's going to be a limited spot. And at the end of the day, we've only got 24 hours a day. We haven't got many hours in the day. So make sure you don't miss out this opportunity and take your trading to the next level. So the next piece, Tim, what we want to talk with you about in this live is, obviously, we've talked about the Trump candle. We've talked about the mentorship program. Let's talk about the 1st of August, Friday, NFP data that actually shook the market. It came negative, it came lower than expectations, and we saw the dollar crash right away.
I mean, such a difficult week last week. We had the Fed meeting. Would they or wouldn't they cut rates? They didn't. Chair Powell played a straight bat. Trump was straight away steaming into him, saying, come on, you're a loser. You're holding back the whole country. And then everybody started the week really positioned wrongly, basically.
Yeah.
They were positioned short of dollars. And then, of course, the sentiment algo started to kick in, because as people started to cut out, it started buying into the dips, right? So then it needed a piece of significant news to turn the market back the other way. And we got that on Friday against all the expectations of 120K in the non-farm payrolls. It came out as just 73K. But more important, the previous months were revised down as well. So that meant that net, the US economy, which was supposed to be doing so well and so secure, has only added 100,000 new jobs in the last quarter. So once people saw this, they started selling dollars again and putting their old position back on. So you've seen dramatic rally in cable, dramatic rally in euro dollar, a sell-off in dollar yen from 150 down to 147 again, gold going higher, people selling dollars again, right? So
Yeah,
Friday was really a dramatic end to a dramatic week, but very difficult trading, very difficult to hang on to the positions. The sentiment indicated, the sentiment algo did well. It accumulated its positions. It looks a bit scary at times, but at the end of the week, it came out with a result.
exactly. It came out with the result, and that's thanks to us, Tim, at the end of the day, because how we mentor the situation, how we, stay on top of the market, watch whatever happens, and stay updated with the market. It's honestly, it's inspiring, and like how we do this every week, every single day. We're just back at it. We don't stop. We're like working machines, right?
Market never sleeps, right?
Market never sleeps. And after the NFP data, we saw obviously Trump was really angry about what happened. He didn't like the data, right? He was, he was saying the data was rigged. But actually, the first tweet, before I get into that, the first tweet was Trump calling Powell. I mean, I feel for Jeremy Powell, right? He's been through a lot, this poor guy, right? Trump just been hammering him non-stop on all social media platforms, even in the mainstream media. You stupid, too late.
I
You
mean,
gotta feel sorry for the guy.
Trump even went along to inspect the new building work at the Fed, right? So they were standing there with their hard hats on the building site. And Trump started to hand a piece of paper to Chair Powell saying, this is how much over your original estimate, this is how much you've spent. And if you notice, Trump is a big guy, right? He's 6 foot plus. Chair Powell is a smaller guy, but those smaller guys, they're feisty. They like to fight, right? So he immediately took the paper and said, that's wrong. We didn't spend that much money. You've included an extra building. So I thought they were going to go head to head on TV there. I really did.
No,
But
but Jeremy Powell has been
eventually,
keeping his cool.
Trump calmed himself and said, no, I'm not going to fire you. But after that, one of the Fed governors resigned, right? So that leaves a space on the board. Maybe Trump's candidate will be the next one in there, influencing the collective decision that the Fed board makes on interest rates. It's not that Chair Powell listens to the committee and then decides himself on his own which way interest rates to go. They have a vote, right? So when there's a vote, if Trump's delegated new board member votes Trump's view, that could be very different. That could lead to interest rates coming down, and it could lead to the start of possibly
Before
another
before we
10%
get
fall
into
in
it,
the dollar.
we have to give respect to Chair Powell, right? Because he's keeping his cool, even during the press conferences, right? When all the journalists ask him, "Hey, Trump, Trump, Trump," and he's been
Yeah,
handling the situation like a proper man. And honestly, I
yeah.
don't think myself I've got the patience to handle the situation like how he's done it, right? I would have
You
just
see,
snapped out at this madman Trump, honestly.
he's in place until May 2026, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly. He's going to be in
he's not
office.
gonna go early. Even when he goes, he'll still be on the board as a governor of the Fed. He won't just
Right.
quit completely or be fired. And the president doesn't have the power to fire him. It's a check and balance in the US system, right? The Fed is independent of the government. The government can't just influence the Fed and tell it what to do, right? And that independence has been important over the years. And Fed Governor Powell, he's an independent, feisty guy, right?
Yeah, and then we saw a tweet after the data came out that Trump saying the numbers are rigged. Can you believe it?
I mean, I think with Trump, he, he he likes the truth to be his truth, right? We see that again and again in his behavior. If he gets a truth that he doesn't like, he immediately goes on TV and says, well, that's not true, or don't think about that anymore, or, oh, let's just move on from that, right? So the ones that he doesn't like,
Yeah,
he gets to
crazy man
dispute, right?
Trump. I mean, this is
It's a bending of the truth, right?
it is really, really, really interesting. Like you know, I don't know. Sometimes I'm confused with Trump, right? Because sometimes it feels like he wants a weaker dollar on purpose. And then on the other hand, no, he wants strong data to support his idea of rate cuts.
Yeah,
So I don't know which one it is, right?
you can't have both, right? If you get weaker data, you might get a weaker dollar. But if
Yeah,
you get strong data and interest rates stay high, which is not what he wants again, right? Then you don't get what you want. And
absolutely.
presidents traditionally don't always get what they want. The economy maybe has a surprise for them, and they don't. They're not able to move it in the direction they want. But this sounds like having your cake and eating it, right? You want a weaker dollar, but not too weak. You want lower interest rates. You want a strong economy that doesn't push interest rates higher, right?
Yeah, you just don't
Where's
really
the
know what he
perfect
wants,
mix?
right?
Come on, come
And
on.
obviously the data has came out negative for the dollar. We saw how the market reacted to it, and this, according to the website Clashy, you know, the betting website. Now, the next interest rates or decision rate in September has increased. Now the market more confident. All the traders are confident that the Fed is going to cut rates in this coming meeting in September. What do you think about that? What's your
So
thoughts?
if you remember, there's two more releases of the Fed's favorite indicator, the CPI, the inflation figure, and the non-farm payrolls about jobs before their next meeting, which is in about 5.5 weeks' time. And there's also their annual Jackson Hole conference where they talk about interest rates, they talk about global markets. It's like an offsite for the Fed and its board. So we've got that to come before the Fed meeting as well. So lots of discussion to come about interest rates, lots of chances for Trump to, force his hand. He just has to be calm. But the market definitely, as you saw in the betting sites and the opinion sites, they're starting to think now that okay, maybe we will get the two interest rate cuts that they've been thinking about before December. So that should really help things if the jobs market is getting weaker. Remember, the Fed has a dual mandate. It has to take care of inflation and keep a stable jobs market. So if those jobs numbers are correct and the jobs market is going down a bit, then they should start to cut interest rates anyway, because that's part of their job.
Absolutely. And just for beginners who are wondering, are watching this and wondering now, what does that mean to the market? Or what would happen to the market, or the dollar, or gold, if the Fed cut rates in September? Is that going to result in a weaker dollar, a
Yeah.
stronger gold?
So I like gold going higher. If you look, it's doing a triangle on the chart, on the daily chart. So it moves around between the two axes of the triangle, and then eventually it breaks one side or the other. I think it's going to break higher. Gold likes low interest rate environment. So although the rates are not going to be slashed to 1% like Mr. Trump wants, if rates are coming down, then gold is probably going higher. Uh, if some of the war situations like Ukraine, etc., get solved, that could push gold down to the lower halves of the triangle. So you can draw it on your charts for yourself. Try to buy at the bottom of the triangle rather than at the top if you're buying, and then just try to hold. I think crypto as well. The SEC is passing new regulations which are supportive for crypto. You're starting to see a bit of a breakout again, back up to 116,000. My target is 128,000 on this move up. Other people have 250,000. There's a million being talked about now. Even Bloomberg changed their chart scale, so it's 0.118 instead of 118,000. So they're starting to think in millions for Bitcoin, right? Ethereum, yeah, I like that higher as well, over 4,000, 4,200, something like that. So these are the new investment vehicles that people want to get their money into. They want to buy Bitcoin. There's only 21 million Bitcoin. They've nearly mined them all. I think there's about 1 million left. Institutions are starting to buy it. So don't worry, you know, when you see institutions buying, they don't care what happened before. They don't care it went up to 69,000, back to 4,000, up to 58,000, back up to 110,000, back to 78. That's all history to them. They just look at it and say, how many Bitcoin do we need to own in our portfolios? Let's just buy it. So I think you'll start to see more institutional buying because there's a scarcity value. I think we will go higher.
Correct. Just a funny question. Quick funny question. Your thoughts on the Trump coin?
The Trump coin, yeah. I mean, there's quality and there's quality, right? So even the Melania coin had its moment, right? But
And
these
we
are
can see on the
these are
chart now, it's on a downtrend side.
these are memes, right? They're meme coins. You know, always buy quality, I would say. Ethereum, I like because Ethereum is the underpinning for a lot of smart contracts for tokenization. That's a big theme. Watch out for the word tokenization when you're looking at the news. People are starting to tokenize apartment blocks. I mean, you've already seen that in Dubai. One of the banks in Tokyo, they tokenized a whole office block. MUFG, the Japanese bank, they tokenized the whole block. It sold out in seconds, right? So a lot of the contracts, the smart contracts, run on Ethereum. So yeah, Ethereum and Bitcoin, those are the two quality.
Yeah.
Sorry, Melania. But your point.
We can see now Ethereum trading at
Your point is
3,850. And,
not
you know,
high
when
on
the
my
Trump
policy
coin
list.
launched, it created a huge, huge buzz. But we can save the Bitcoin chat for the next live. And before we get there, let's talk about gold. Obviously, your favorite thing to talk about a bit. I think when we did the live about 2 years ago, I think it was in 23, was it? You actually
No,
predicted on the
24.
show that gold would pass $3,000 very soon, and it actually did that. And now the actual question is, can it pass $4,000 before the end of this year?
You're starting to get some of the respected opinions, like Bank of America upped its target for gold to $4,000 last week. You know, people are talking about 3,630 as a first target. If we break back above 3,400 again, my target is 4,420. That's my new prediction. So my prediction a year ago, when it was 1,850, was 2,500. So we got that one right. And now I'm making a new prediction. 4,420 is my target. I mean, you know, gold is cheap. It's cheap compared to where everything else has gone, right? It should be $5,000. It shouldn't be stuck at 3,400. It should be 5,000. But you know, let's get to 4,000 and 4,420 next after that.
Yep, and I'm pulling up on the screen here the chart you sent me, right? And I've got two pictures on the chart, right? The old gold and the new gold.
So this is the triangle that I'm talking about, right? This is
Yep.
a daily chart, and you see the rally from last year, and then you see it move into a triangle. Now, triangle formations normally indicate that the next move is a continuation of the first move, right? It's rare that you get a triangle and then a reversal. So I think gold is kind of gathering itself ready for a push higher. So that's what you see in the triangle. So if you're buying, try to buy near the bottom line of the triangle, because that will give you the best bang for your buck as it goes higher.
Yep. And Tim, let's spice up this live a little bit. Okay. And I think next on the agenda we've got is the Epstein Files, right? The Epstein Files, like it's been going crazy. But before we get to the Epstein Files, because I think, yeah, let's hold on for a second. Before we get into the Epstein Files and chat about the Epstein Files, let's talk about your overview for gold and dollar. Then this year, obviously dollar has lost, I think, about 10-11% of its value this year. We saw gold been gaining strong momentum as a result of dollar losing its value and strength. End of this year prediction, just short and brief, where do you see gold at and where do you see dollar at?
I think we will see gold at $4,000 before the end of the year. I think
You
Bank of
reckon?
America.
That's a massive statement.
Bank of America's on my side. These guys, when they make their predictions, they're kind of safe players. So I think at least $4,000 is achievable, and that's what they're saying. And 4,000 is a big number, right? It's 4000. It's easy to recognize. You know, the first time it gets to $4,000, everybody will want to sell there, right? Just to say that they traded at $4,000. So you probably see a move up to there, and then it comes back a bit, and then we go next target. And then the Bank of America guy will come on the screen and say, well, yes, in July, we told you it's going to 4,000 and now it's 4,100. You know, aren't we great? And that's how they do these predictions, right? So that's supported by a move lower in the dollar. So we said that President Trump wants a weaker dollar, a weak ER dollar, not a weak dollar. So he doesn't want the dollar to crash. But if he gets it down a bit, he saves money on the interest payments that his government owes on the deficit.
Yeah.
If he gets interest rates lower, it's in the interest of the government to save money, right? Every time the interest rates go down 1%, he saves $360 billion in interest rate payments. So it's in his interest to save that money, right? Because otherwise he's got to fund the deficit from somewhere. And they borrowed a lot of money during the COVID years. Not his fault. That was, Joe Biden. But that's the position he's stuck with. He's got to fund that deficit, right? And the deficit's getting to a scary number. So a weaker dollar, maybe another 10% lower, suits everybody, helps all these people that suddenly
Hold on a second. You're saying 10% lower. That's like 20% lower, 20% loss of its value.
For the year, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, we've had moves in the past. I mean, Ronald Reagan signed the Plaza Accord deliberately to lower the dollar, lower its value, because it wasn't helping trade. I mean, all these people, all these countries that are agreeing now, these trade deals to get the tariff rate lower. If you notice, a lot of them are pledging to invest a lot of money in the US. So Japan pledges to make a $500 billion investment in the States. If the dollar was lower, it will cost them less to provide that $500 billion. So I think what you're getting here is the world is coalescing around a view that a cheaper dollar helps everybody. Now, a collapsing dollar completely doesn't help. But in the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, you've got a guy who understands markets and understands how to control markets with careful statements. Trump is not careful on his statements, but if you listen to Scott Bessent, he's an ex-hedge fund guy. He understands markets, and you'll never hear him say, we want a lower dollar or we want a weak dollar. He'll always say, we want a strong dollar, but what he means is a strong dollar at maybe a slightly lower level. So a weaker dollar, not a weak dollar.
You know, he wants a weaker dollar, he wants a stronger economy, and he wants to dodge the Epstein Files. He's been fed up about the Epstein Files. And it actually goes back to, when was it? When was the date? When Elon Musk, obviously he was working with Elon Musk, right? They created this Dodge apartment, right? And obviously to help the economy, save money. And then when Elon Musk has left them, he dropped this tweet, as you can see on the screen: time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein Files. That's the real reason they haven't been made public. Have a nice day, DGT. Donald.
This is a bromance that's gone wrong, right? When Donald Trump wanted to get elected, he was the first to bring Elon Musk on stage. You saw Elon Musk doing his dodgy dancing and, bringing out the younger voters to vote for Trump. So job done, great. Elon Musk then gets offered a job as the Doge father, right? His job is to lower expenses, to cut the deficit, to cut the expenses of the US government. And he does that, and he does a reasonable job, but then he neglects Tesla and SpaceX, right, which are his big babies. And all the investors in those companies start to get a bit nervous. Are you coming back to work, Elon? You know, and then they fall out. The bromance is over, right? So they start bitching each other on social media. They've got one platform
Right.
each, right? One's got X, one's got the social platform.
Yeah. And Trump has been mad, and he hasn't been posting on X directly. So what he does, or he's been doing, he posts in his social truth, right? And then he gets his admin team just to take a screenshot from the social truth and post it on X. And it's just a funny situation we've got on. And then obviously Trump has been fed up about the Epstein Files allegations, and he made this tweet, right? He made this tweet, and if you look at the screen, I just want to highlight what you see here on red. It actually says, read what it says, Habib. Get involved.
I mean, this is another example of Trump wanting there to be a different truth to the actual truth, right? Everybody knows that he was involved with this Epstein character, right? There's videos out there of them in nightclubs together. You know, there's all kinds of famous people involved. I heard even this week they subpoenaed the Clintons because Bill Clinton visited the Epstein Island. Luckily, Trump didn't. So he was very keen to make that point in his little video. And now he just wants people to move on, right? He wants the news cycle to move on. Why are you still interested in this, guys? I've told you the new Trump truth, right? I was not involved. Move on. Let's look at something more interesting, right? It's not going to go away. It's like a bad smell that's following him around, right?
Right, and then he posted that tweet. Stop talking about the Epstein Files. I've got enough.
Stop.
And then I just want to show this. I just want to show this video. I thought it's funny, right? When he was asked during a meeting about the Epstein Files, he actually, I think, one of his captain was asked about the Epstein Files, and then he had to interview, cut the questions. It was like, hey, have we got something else better to do here today? Here, we're making money. We're bringing trillions of dollars of investment. We're doing X, Y, Z. Why are you doing that? And then, yeah, let's watch the video together. I thought it's funny.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
This
that
creep.
Is unbelievable. It just seems like a desecration.
He just called him this
creep. Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah.
It's a funny situation, right? We've got the president of the United States going all mad, giving us excitement in the market. Honestly, it's been, and we still got like 4 years left, right, of his term, right? So it's gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna be exciting. But honestly, I think the next 3 years left. Sorry, actually, we've got 3 years left. I think the next 3 years are gonna be eventful, and I think there are gonna be a lot of opportunities in the market if, you know, we just spot on the opportunities, we stay focused, and we've got our A-level game on, right? I've got a plan for myself, Tim. I don't know about you. I'm gonna say it here in this live. I'm planning to retire by the end of Trump's term. I think it's gonna, you know, bring lots of opportunities, and I just want to make the most out of it. I'm not talking about the FX market, but I'm talking from a broader perspective. I'm talking about crypto market, even real estates everywhere. There's gonna be a lot of opportunities, and yeah, that's my goal. 2028. I'm out.
I mean, the market's always moved on. It's always found new things. There's always new technology. That's what makes it exciting. You know, I get up every morning. I start watching the news. I start looking at the charts. Start looking at the markets. I'm looking to understand, and the markets are endlessly interesting because nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. All we can do is the best job to understand the markets and take advantage of those opportunities when we see them. You know, there's 3 positions in the market, right? You can be long, you can be short, or you can be square. There's no No disrespect on being square sometimes if you really don't know what's going on. We'll teach you that on the course.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tim, for your time. It was a very, very nice live. We covered a lot of topics, and I'm sure we're going to do this more quite often. Guys, if you like this live, make sure you like and subscribe. And here is more content. And drop us in the comment, what would you like us to see? What would you like us to do next? Is there a specific topic that you guys want us to talk about? Is there something that you guys are more interested in? Let us know in the comment section. Love and guidance. And before I end this live, I thought we would put this as the end screen. It's a meme video of Trump and Elon Musk, so let's put it on. And thank you guys. Make sure if you like this video, here is more, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Peace. Thank you, Tim.
We had a good thing, you stupid son of a bitch. We had everything we needed. It all ran like clockwork. It was perfect. But no, you just had to blow it up. You and your pride and your ego. You just had to be the man. If you'd done your job, known your place, we'd all be fine right now.